Well, it's. I think it's important to have people that that you look up to, but it's also important to be able to set your own path. And you seem to be doing that. I mean, you are incredibly involved. You, as you said, you're doing outreach,
yeah,
which means that you're not just here in Ottawa or back in your riding. You're going across the country.
Yeah.
And
the summer will be a busy one.
Yeah.
We're doing something called auxiliary tour, and we'll be going around to different communities. And being Polish-Ukrainian background, I'll be going to a lot of those.
You'll be getting a lot of pierogies.
I'm in the pierogi circuit. And at home, I'm on the buttered chicken circuit.
That's great for the diet.
I have about 20% South Asians in my community, and I just love the people, and they're so they're just such wonderful, tolerant, respectful people, and they've embraced me. They call me Bonajit Kaur. And
oh, well, that's nice. That's fantastic.
Yeah, I have great support, and I had to, as I mentioned to you briefly, I had to win an open nomination.
Yeah.
I ran against 5 men and another woman, and she was a broadcaster, and she announced on air on her radio program that she was going to be running, and we've become quite good friends today, and I ran against 5 men. So I had to form a coalition of all the diverse communities in my riding. It includes the Sikh community and the Muslim community and the Hindu community, but also we have Polish and Portuguese and Italian and Anglo, and so we just have formed a coalition of everybody we could find and build broad-based support, and that's the best way to do it. And I handily won, even on the first ballot.
Wow. That is quite exceptional in such a contested
And so women
race.
can do it. Women can go into an open nomination and can succeed.
Yeah.
Women shouldn't feel that they need to be appointed.
But I actually think that what women feel is, I couldn't possibly do it. I have to balance
now,
all
I
of
don't
these.
know. I hope that's not true. I mean, we have, for instance, let me give you the example of Dr. Kirsty Duncan. Fabulous woman. She's my seatmate, and I'm just so impressed with her. She's a lovely woman, and she's so accomplished. But she has spent her life in academia and doing all the great things that she's done. She shares a Nobel Peace Prize, for goodness sakes. Could she have won an open nomination? I don't know that she would have understood the mechanics of how to doing it. Me having been in the periphery of the Liberal Party all my life and organizing for a leadership race and mayoralties and other campaigns, election campaigns, I understand how to do it. So that's the difference. I mean, but if you don't know and you want the nomination, then for goodness sakes, hire a campaign manager to help you do it.
Right. Someone who has
someone who has the experience and can get you there.
Do you find that women come up to you and say, how do I do it?
A lot more lately. In fact, I gave a seminar on it last week. I was thinking I might publish a little manual.
Yeah, you should actually, because it's sorely lacking.
I suppose, but it's really easy. Just get involved in your community, build a profile, build a great strong team, great organization, and then implement. At the end of the day, as we talked about, it's like getting elected to student council. You have to sell memberships to get your people, and at the end of the day, with that nomination meeting, you got to get your people there.
Yeah, get the vote out.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's the magic formula. Just get the vote out, just like as you would on any election day.
Were your kids involved? You said that one of your sons campaigned with you every day.
Every single day. He was 15 then, he's 16 now.
And he's...
Mind you, he's the child that wants the voting age to be reduced to 16.
Oh, well, I can
He's so
understand why.
engaged in his community. His name is Jonathan. Alex was involved as well, but of course he was at Western. He was at school, so he was away. He'd come back on weekends. He'd bring a team of kids from Western, and they put up signs.
Yeah.
So it was terrific.
That's really exciting. Yeah. Tell me about how you met your husband, too. You said that it was on a campaign, but was it love at first sight, or was it more like...
Oh, this is his story, not mine. But it is quite romantic. He says he came in to organize the Young Liberals to get behind David Peterson, and there I was on the check-in booth, the registration desk.
Okay.
And he said, never mind David Peterson, I want to know who that woman in that red sweater is.
And you were wearing red even then?
I guess I was.
Oh my goodness.
So we met, and we actually sat on the same board together, and we were good friends. My position reported into his, so I had to be a little careful in the beginning, but then he got the better of me later. And we've been together for over 25 years.
That's remarkable.
Yeah.
And it's important, it's almost impossible to have a political career without the support of a spouse.
I think so. I mean, certainly people do it, but I think it's very helpful. I don't know that I could without the support of my family, especially the support of my husband. He just fills in every capacity that I can't. Whether it's at the riding, sometime he'll go present a certificate for me, or it's on the election campaign team, readiness team, he'll pick up wherever ball that needs to be picked up. So, they're wonderful. I'm fortunate.
Do you mind your commute every week? It's not as long, obviously, as some people.
I fly. I know some of the members drive. I tend to fly. So, and I don't live too far from Pearson. I don't mind it. You know, I don't like being away from home for 4 nights, but it's a whole different job here, and I have to be focused when I'm here because there's a lot to accomplish.
Do you guys have a pet at home? Or do
Oh yeah, the joke in our family is when I moved to Ottawa, when I got elected, they were going to get a dog like the Obama family. So I've been wondering what kind of dog is going to replace me, and I just worry that one day I'm going to come home and some puppy will have chewed up all my shoes.
Oh my God, that would be awful.
It would. So, but they haven't gone there yet. No, we used to have 2 cats, Harry and Walter. We had for 20 years. But they've just passed on as well.
I'm sorry.
So we need a little break from pets, I think. But besides, that's just one more thing to take care of. And you know, we're not people aren't home in our house very much with my daughter and her training at the studio, and the boys are engaged in the community or away at school, and my husband traveling back and forth and consulting and working and studying. And there's no time for a pet. Yeah,
none at all. Now,
wouldn't be fair to the pet.
Well, I probably wouldn't unless it were a cat that was very self-sufficient.
Yeah, but dogs are a little more, need more
goldfish. Maybe you could get a goldfish. Yeah, or a plant.
No, that would die. Most of them have died because I'm not there to water them.
Yeah. So, do you get time to read? Do you get time to watch movies? What do you...
I don't watch a lot of movies. The kids do. I try and read. I always have a number of books going, but there are so many clippings each day, so many newspaper articles or journals that we have to keep up with. It's hard to find the time. We do good solid reading on the flights back and forth. Yeah. But you know, by the time I fall in bed at night, I used to love to read. When I got into bed, I'd read for an hour, and I'd have numerous books going, and I still have them by my bedside.
It's like your running shoes; they don't get used.
They won't get used. But I'll be away a couple of weeks this summer, so I'll take half a dozen books with me, and I'll get through.
Do you mind the fact that when you go home to your writing, you don't have any privacy? I mean, you have a little bit more privacy here, maybe, but you're still a fairly high-profile member of your party.
Well, thank you. I don't mind. I mean, I do enjoy when people say, "Oh, you're that liberal woman," or "You're the MP." Not everyone knows who I am.
Yeah.
You know, but the odd time at the grocery store, people will come up to me and say they need help. They need help with an immigration issue, or they're trying to get their citizenship. But could I help them, or do I know how they do it? And I'll give them my card and tell them to call the office or call me later, and we try and help them. They lobby me. People lobby me on issues, whether they're environmental issues or. I remember in December during the coalition days, we got lobbied on that. People,
I bet,
weren't fond of the idea of the coalition. I heard about it locally. Yeah. So they take every opportunity to lobby me on issues or approach me for their own personal issues too, and I don't mind that.
Was this job what you expected it to be?
It's more, much more than I expected it to be. Yeah. The demands every day, and you're on all the time.
Yeah.
And, you know, whether there's a microphone or a camera, you have to always be very careful of what you say, and you don't want to let down the team. And you have to be on, and you know, whether it's in the House, and there's a lot of research involved, and we're writing speeches, or we're writing statements, or researching questions, or doing the research for committee. I take my committee responsibilities very seriously. I mean, I meet with the Auditor General, for goodness sakes.
Right.
Sheila Fraser, I better be prepared. We had the Comptroller General in 2 days ago. I had Rob Selnick from the World Bank, and I substituted in the Foreign Affairs Committee. I get to meet the most incredible people. So I've been very fortunate, but I would never go in unprepared.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of work. There is, but I do enjoy it. It's exhilarating.
I really appreciate that you took the time to be here today.
Thank you for having me.
It's been fun to talk to you.
I really
enjoyed
it.
And good luck.
Thank you.